welcome to another episode of the Dialectic Space podcast. I am your host, Ibrahim Sonko, and today with me, I have um, Mrs. Keita, who is a nurse here in Washington, but also a licensed financial professional. And our topic of discussion today would focus on, um, women empowerment, financial literacy in our Gambian community. As we know, that's a very important subject that a lot of us in our community, do not have really huge or deep knowledge of because of where we come from.
Mhm.
Um, we, we basically as a community we not been exposed to the ethics of money until you grow up, or you have to figure that out by yourself because of some life experience that one way or the other come into contact with.
Mhm.
But I'm really excited to explore this subject with her. She's based here in the United States as I am, and so I believe she's going to share her experience with us in respect to the subject that she truly and deeply understands. So, Famada, welcome to the Dialectic Space podcast.
Mhm. Yes, thank you so much, Ibrahim. Like you mentioned earlier, I am Washington State in Everett, and I've been here for a while now. I came in here in 2013 as a student. So when I came in here, I came purposely to go to school, and I did that. So I went to school. Um, first I started studying because when I was in the Gambia, I studied management and marketing. So I have this commerce background. So, but when I came here, I was told nursing and healthcare is the deal, right? Like many of us. So I switched careers and I went to school. First thing I did was I did my class to become a CNA, and then I worked as a CNA for a while, and then I was like, I can do better than this. Yeah, so I went back to school, and then I studied as a lab assistant, and then I work briefly as a lab assistant, and then I see nurses sitting on the decks. I'm like, I want to be like them. I can do this. I went back to school and then studied as a nurse. I mean, as a lab tech, became a lab tech for a while, and then I went back to school for nursing. So in nursing, I work since 2020 as a nurse. So I am a mother, I'm a wife, and then currently I'm a nurse going to school again to be a nurse practitioner, a psychiatric nurse practitioner. So I am very passionate about education. It gives me motivation. It gives me purpose. So it keeps
So,
me
what
moving
what are some of
forward.
the common misconceptions people have about money? I mean, obviously, there's a lot considering where we come from,
Mhm.
right? And so I think that also sort of like leads people to make a lot of mistakes in terms
Mhm.
of how they deal with their money.
Yes.
Um, uh, and this is very common in our community. But what are some of the like really conspicuous mistakes that people make a lot until today in our community from your experience when it comes to money?
Yes, so common misconception that a lot of people have about money is that we think you have to have a lot of money to grow money. That's a misconception. The other misconception we have, especially in our Gambian community, we think our work is enough. We think our job is enough. So what do? We work overtime, overtime, overtime. That's not it. It's not enough. It's not gonna sustain you. The other thing we think is like investment is too risky. We think investing is too risky because you can lose your money. Don't do it. Do you know the people that have succeeded? Do you know how much money they have to lose in order to get to where they are? Do you know how much? And do you know that you can learn and learn to a point that you can go for safe investments, safe ways of growing money that you don't even have to take the risk of losing anything? Do you know there are accounts that can do that for you? Start small. Start with those kind of accounts that you can have and you're not losing money. Okay. So the other thing we have, the misconception we have, anytime we talk about insurance stuff, people think it's an option. People think it's an option because we think it may or may not happen to me. We think it's an option. But the problem is when we grow older, these things they start happening to us. And now we want it. We want that thing. We want that account. We want it so bad, but we cannot get it because the right time to get it was yesterday and we didn't get it. We didn't get protection. Because in this country, if you don't protect what matters, there will be a time that everything you work for the past 30, 40 years can just go like that. One emergency visit and one hospital stay can put you in financial crisis that if you're not careful, you can lose most of what you have worked. Your life saving is gone. Just like that, everything you work for, your house, your beautiful house that you worked so hard for the past 20 years, you've been paying the mortgage, you're now sick in the hospital. You work so hard because you have a misconception that covering and protecting those things is an option. You didn't understand at the beginning. Now, you couple of years down the line, you are now in a hospital and they're telling you, we are not stepping in to help you yet because you have a lot of money, you have a lot of assets. We have to sell your houses. You have to do this. You have to spend down to a certain level for us to come and step in and help you. That's the reality of this country, and it's very difficult. It's a misconception that we have. We think the government will help us when we're sick, when we are poor. But before you're poor, all the things you save has to go. They have to go, and that's not what you plan. We are not working here for us to pay all this money to medical bills. Why not protect them now?
So, at what level of the chain are financial professionals like yourself involved in this process besides advocacy, in terms of education to let people know about the importance of our relationship with money? At what level are financial professionals involved in terms of helping people take practical and incremental steps to be financially stable in their lives, especially in our government community? You talked about investments. That's one, for people to consider investments. Two, also to, for example, consider opening bank accounts that some form of save, high interest. Perhaps I'm suspecting that you're talking about high interest bank accounts for people to create, but also, like, for example, what other practical steps are there for people, like at a very rudimentary or basic level, for example?
Mhm.
Or are you telling people, okay, cool, you need to plan to deal with this, itemize your budget through whatever form of planning that you do? What sort of planning are financial professionals involved in that process? Or is it just at a higher level to say that, oh, if you're interested in investment, if you're interested in high interest bank investments, or all of these things, where the people, at what level are you guys involved?
Okay, so as financial professional, we are involved all the way. So the first thing we try to do is educate people. We encourage people to read books. We encourage people to come to events or meetings, even Zoom meetings. We organize that. We have in-person meeting, Mindset Mentorship. On Friday, we'll be there to educate people. Every Sunday, we're going to be there in the facility, Mindset Mentorship in Everett. We will be there to talk to people. We are inviting people to come and listen. That's the first step. Basic conversation. Let's have a discussion. Let's talk about your concerns, because we are regular people. We can talk. Okay, what when I'm worried that in terms of putting something aside. Some people will say, I don't have money. I don't have money right now. We will help you out and tell you you don't have to be rich to protect what matters. You can do what you can do based on your budget. So make a plan based on what you can afford. Start small. So we start with having conversation with people, finding out where their concerns are, what their needs are, what their focus are, what their priorities are. Do you have kids? Yes. What are your plans for your kids? You are 30, 35 years old today. Your kids are 3, 4, 5 years now. In the next 20 years, on the next 18 years, what plans do you have for your kids to go to college? Do you know that your kids might not qualify for financial aid because of your income? Both husband and wife are working.
Hmm.
What plans do you have if you get to that point and your kids don't have scholarship, they don't qualify for financial aid? Basic conversation. I talk to someone and they say, you know what? I wish I talked to you 10, 15 years ago, because today I am in my 50s. I'm working overtime to help my daughter go to a very good school. Very good school. But we apply for financial aid. They look at my income, my husband's income, and say, you guys are rich. We say, we are not rich. We don't have anything aside. All the money we have, we don't even have money in our bank account. So she's like, please talk to people. about this, because if I had known this when my child was 1, 2, 3, as early as 2 weeks, you can open an account for your child that you can put money in there. That is going to grow at a steady percentage for them. So by the time they're 18, 19, 20, they can use it for college.
Mhm.
That's the best way to do it, because we don't plan, we wait until they get to college and we want to work overtime and help them. Or we tell them, you have to work. Now I see 19-year-old. I work in a hospital. I see 19, 18-year-old coming there to work as CNAs so that they can go to school. 90% of them will tell you, I don't think I can study the program that I want to study because I need to hurry and help my mom and dad because they're struggling with bills.
Mhm.
We can avoid that by planning early. If you plan early, you see how easy it is. If you put something in today, 10, 15 years, 20 years down the line, it's a lot of money that even your one child cannot finish. You can pass it on to others. They can use it for the rest of their life. If they have scholarship, alhamdulillah, they can use that account money. They can use it as a down payment for their house. Their accounts, their specific account. This is not just the 529 that I'm talking about. 529 is for just college, right? But there are accounts that you can open for your child. When they get to college age, they have college, they have the scholarship. They don't need the money anymore. You maintain it for them. You say, hey, Fatma Tangani Yele ne Biribe Saba.
Mhm.
Now, ima sula ye scholarship sotele ima sula ni na pour school. Sa ni account ko do felenti. Ita kana fudula sa. A tiny came in your support. Alia use as a down payment. Alia bungosa. You
Mhm.
give your child a head start. This is how people here, the white people that know the system, that's how they stay okay. That's how they stay fine. Their kids don't struggle because of that, because they plan when they were very young. I personally want our people to start doing that. Don't say manko do so to follow. The other misconception we have is that we think our kids will be our retirement backup. Now, when your child is struggling financially in this country, a lot of people, we see them in the nursing home. It's not because their kids are wicked, it's because they have to go to work. They will send us to the nursing home because not because they're wicked, but because they cannot leave us in the house. There are laws here. When a person is not able to take care of themselves, they have to have someone with them. You cannot leave them. It's called abandonment. It's called neglect, whatever. You get in trouble. That's why they send them to a place where somebody else can watch them. What if you open an account today that you say, Ninke bayata, indingon, alkanan sama nursing home, nani account mo open, alentuna gonna keep me in my house, the house that I work so hard for, keep me there, hire a caregiver to come in there and take care of me in my house. If you want
That's
to go
what.
back, that's it. I don't want to go anywhere. Take care of me in my house. I work so hard for this beautiful house. Let me stay here. A lot of people leave their beautiful houses and go to a nursing home, not because they are poor, or a retirement home, because they cannot have the money to take care of them in the house. If you plan it, you can stay. Or you say, I want to go back to Gambia. That's okay. Have an account that if you go back to Gambia, the account would, you say, okay, this account, I want you guys to give me 25,000 every year, 30,000 every year. You put 20,000, 25,000, $30,000 in your account in the Gambia dollars. That can take you the whole year. And I tell you still you will survive. You will still survive because you plan wisely.
So that is also another thing I wanted to pick your brain on specifically, which has to do with a lot of our community. And just to say also that some of these things are very like America specific. It's not even America specific, but also if you're in Gambia, these are basic things that you could start thinking about. To
Mhm.
start teaching yourself about even before you move abroad. Because if you come here, sometimes it takes a while to catch up. So at least if you have an idea of these basic tenets about finances, it helps you to catch up with how this society really functions in terms of money. But I'm just curious. That is a huge part of our community here in the United States. That the idea of owning a property, which is great, right? Because over the years you make a lot of equity. It's a huge life investment out of it, right? And there's a lot of benefits that come out of it. But it could also go other ways too. And I say that because we see it every day in respect to just how people buy houses, they have kids, um, they barely spend time with their kids. One and two, they just keep walking nonstop. You buy a house that you don't even live there. That's one aspect. The other aspect also is owning a property back home in Gambia. When your family already lives in a house, they're comfortable. You buy a house too that you don't live in. You literally just buy this house in Gambia, and somebody is just living there and staying there, right? The possibility of investing that money elsewhere here, where your domicile, you live, you pay taxes, your life is here for at least the next decade or some, that money could easily multiply. But we don't do that. But also the idea of being house broke. You buy a house and then you can't even enjoy the house because you're working 24 hours every day. You have two, three jobs, such that you cannot even leave to enjoy your time with your family, but to also live in that house. Why do you think people are making this mistake in our community?
That's a very important point that you mentioned, because I and my husband are currently, like, we are currently, everyone, probably everyone I know is currently going through that. Now, this is the thing. The reason why we go through that is because we don't know. We don't know. Like you said, I wish there is a class that people, you get a visa, you come in here, they say, let's take a financial class before you come. So when you come, you make a right decision. Oh, if you step your foot in this country, they give you a class. That's like how they make you take the driver's test, you know?
Yeah.
They make you do that. You cannot drive here without that driver's test.
Mhm.
But you just come in and don't teach you about the American system. You find it as you go. The reason why we work so hard to pay that mortgage and we do not sleep in that house is because we don't know. Do you know, Ibrahim? Do you know when you step foot in America here, you could open an account that you can put money here, fund it properly with the intention that I want a house. Fund that house for 3 4 years. You and your husband, you come together, you unite, you work all those overtime and put the money in that account, knowing that you want a house. Now you turn around, go to that account and say, hey, I want to loan myself. This is my car's value here. I want to loan myself. You
Mhm.
take money from that account. You go and use it. Maybe you take 200, whatever amount, the maximum you're allowed to take it from there, take it. You take that account, you take the money there, you go and put it down payment for your house. If you put a 200, 300 down payment for a house, that is costing like 500,000 or 600,000. You are cutting down your monthly payment for that house.
Significantly. Mhm.
If you do that, you can sit back and work fewer hours. Now you work all the overtime, and now you can sit back and work less. I tell my husband, next time we buy a house, we are not taking loan from the bank. We are going to we have our own account. Now we're gonna we're gonna put money there. You know, when you put money in that account, you can turn around and loan yourself. And Ibrahima, you can avoid taxes. You can avoid interest on that account
Mhm.
because there's smart strategic ways that you're gonna use. The system is here. Let's learn it. Let's use it. Let's learn it. Let's use it because we don't know that we can open an account, put money, dump money there. And remember, if you take money as a loan there, the value, for instance, you put 200,000 in that account, or even 20, 40, whatever you put there, and you turn around and you loan yourself, the vote that you put there, the 100,000 or 200, whatever you put there, that value is going to continue to grow. The growth is going to continue. It's not stopping because you don't withdraw it. You don't take it as a withdrawal. You take it as a loan. Nobody tax you on loan. And they're so smartly structured that you can avoid interest if you know how to use it. You can avoid interest. And guess what? Some people use it in a way that when they pass away, they can just have the money taken away from the account and the rest go to their family. You don't even have to pay that loan. That is very smart. When I learn about that, I'm like, man, where was I? I've been here since 2013. If I had known these strategies, I could have avoided the mortgage that I'm paying today because I would sit down with my husband. We will make a plan, we structure it, take 2 years and work all the extra hours and put it in that account and turn around 360-degree and loan yourself. And you have no pressure to even pay it back. Whatever happened, the money is growing there because you take it as a loan. It's not a withdrawal. It's not taken away from your value. It's taken away as a loan, so it continue to grow. I wish I knew that. That way today, I would not be killing myself, working all the extra hours just to pay a house, a mortgage, when I could have done it in a smart way that today you can relax and not work as much as you have to.